You going to play or not? I mean, I can go play.
That's all you can play the game.
Oh, you can play it. You can't read?
I know, but there's that.
I'm like, they lights on with it? Oh, you can play.
So it doesn't have a limit, right?
Can you handle the card? If you don't play, you're gonna be at this table.
Oh, so that's time limit. Right?
Oh, don't play with it. Play with the one that they got. Use that same card and then wait. Cause ain't it like when you start the card, then the time start on it? Let's go ask the lady. Well, let me go ask the lady.
Oh. It's a play, I think. Like, thank you.
Hold on. Watch my pocketbook. So with the all you can play, right?
Yes.
It starts the moment you start playing something.
As soon as you start playing, it starts. Yeah.
Yes. But if you got one card, you can play all you can play in that hour.
Yes, for that amount of time. Yes.
Okay. Quay. Yes. So play with the same card that they got, and then that way we'll have another hour. Cause once this card starts, then that's it. So play with that one. Play with that one at first. Y'all can use the same, but you can get it, like they can play something, then you can take it and put it in something you want to do. And then they can come back and get it from you. Okay, so yeah. We just documenting this. I done sent them kids talking about their business because I'm about to have a little woman to woman grown folks talk. Okay. I got my baby this cake. I'm not big on birthdays. Like, I just like to celebrate the person. And we're gonna do what is important. And my baby wanted to come to Chuck E. Cheese, honey. Okay? So, I got him this ice cream cake. And prayerfully, it don't melt out too bad. Because I'm going to order 2 large pizzas. I had found these coupons, which had all you can play and then the pizza and the drinks. 3 kids, single mama. You better know how to make it do what it do. Ooh, okay? Okay. So, I ain't gonna lie. I got something that I would like to talk about, and it's a very sensitive subject, I already know, but I'm going to talk about it because, as y'all know, I'm called to help women reclaim their pearls, and it's a lot of conversations, uncomfortable conversations that got to be had. And I already understand everything that is going to be said or has to be said or whatever is not going to always. It's going to step on some toes. It's going to rub some people the wrong way. And keep in mind, I am a woman who has made her mistakes. Okay, I know I done made my millions of mistakes and did things that has not been very pleasing in God's sight and all that good stuff. And as I've been being restored and healed and just, you know, growing and maturing, I'm learning that it's just a lot of toxicity going on, even in parenting, to the point that we get with individuals, you know, that, I mean, everybody, you know, may be old enough to have a driver's license or old enough to buy alcohol for those that drink, or, you know, old enough by the law, but we yet again don't act our age. We act our shoe size. We act very immature for whatever reason. And a lot of people want to deal with the reasons that they're acting immature, and a lot of people, what I'm finding out, they don't. They would rather stay and remain immature. They would rather play the victim. They would rather repeat the cycle of, you know, being that absent parent, you know, playing the victim, wanting to always blame the mom, wanted to always blame the ex-wife, wanted to always play the blame game and point the finger, and then ultimately there's an innocent child. The reason why I'm speaking on this is because, listen, I was the innocent child. I literally was the innocent child. Neither one of my parents raised me. My mother was on crack cocaine for 20 years, okay? 20 years, and I love my parents. I love my dad. I love him with the capacity of love that I have to love him. But do I wish we had a amazing relationship? Yeah. Did I have that conversation when I found out that my grandma had told him don't come around because of the child support, all that drama? Yeah, because my dad came and visited me, especially on my birthday. I always look forward to that on my birthday with my dad. Up until maybe the 7th grade, I think that was the last time, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it was the 8th grade, because I would have remembered that, because I would have been going and preparing for high school. So I remember my dad coming to see me in 7th grade, the 7th grade summer, as I went to the 8th grade. Okay, that 8th grade year and that 9th grade year, I care not to share that right now, but I will let you know the role that a father plays in not just their daughter life, but even in their son life. It mattered. And even while I'm talking about my dad, what I will say, one of the memories that I always remember that my grandma would share with me is, because I was born out of wedlock. My dad was a married man. And so that means he's an adulteress, made my mom an adulteress. Listen, we breaking chains, breaking curses, all kind of generational cycles trying to repeat themselves. And we got to nip it in the bud. Okay? Grab it by its neck. And we got to have these conversations so we can start repeating these cycles. Excuse the noise, but I'm at Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, the kids' amusement park, where a kid can be a kid. But I remember my grandma always saying, like, my grandfather, who he was already, I was too little to remember, but he was alive when I was born. And when my grandma took me to him, she always would tell me the story, like, when he saw me, he like, oh, that's mine. That's a Jackson. That's mine. And I'll never forget, it might have been about 10 years ago now. 10 going on 11 years ago, I lost my brother. My oldest brother by my dad, which is, on record, I would be my dad's youngest child. I'm my mom's oldest and firstborn. And at my brother's homegoing, which I named my baby after my brother. My baby boy is named after my brother that I lost. And he don't have any children. So out of respect for my brother, I went there. I was carrying my second son. I was, February, March, April, May, 3 months pregnant, strong, showing. My mom she went to the church to some event, so it was just me at my brother's memorial. And I think when we was going into the church, somebody saw me, somebody I didn't know, and they said, "You a Jax." And one thing, I think this is why I love God so much. I'm telling you, I love God. I bless God. I serve God. I thank God for being my Father, my Heavenly Father. I thank God for my parents, my biological parents, I appreciate even who he chose to bring me in this world through. I promise you I do. But even in that moment lets you know the significance of the bloodline of the father, of, you know, who helped procreate, you know, you, okay? Because when you know who you are, and this is the reason why a lot of people don't know who they are. I'm a lot of things, but my kids, they at least know who their daddies are. Their fathers, they know who their fathers are. Okay, I'm not picking and choosing against that. And I can have a conversation about that as well. But in that moment, it's a yeah, they know. Like, I don't have to prove who I am, because if he was nothing to me, I really wouldn't be here. In a sense, this is my brother. I'm here, and I'm not here to say who I am. I'm here in memorial of my brother that I only spent this time with for this 5 years. And even in that, while I'm sharing this, and I'm being transparent by my own parent, okay, about what's going on in real life situations. This is how real it is. That's why I'm addressing the situations, because at my brother's memorial, and my other parent wasn't there to help speak up for me and speak to my father about, why would you have the audacity to just have lost your son, and here is your baby girl, meaning out of the 3 on record, you've lost 1, now you have 2, and yet if she would not have said nothing, because yeah, I was sitting at a table, I saw people that knew me from being a child and stuff like that, but not one time did my father try to introduce me to my sister. Not one time did my father try to introduce me to his wife. We have since met. God has since answered these prayers. Legit. 3 years later, God honored my prayer. But that's another conversation for another day. And it might have been my sister's prayer as well, but I know God honored my prayer. But in that vulnerable moment, mind you, I'm with child. I just lost my brother. He's still my brother too. My husband wasn't with me. I was married. My husband wasn't with me. He probably was at work. My mom wasn't with me. She was off to a church function. And my daddy saw his baby girl at this point now at the repast. And I was just sitting there waiting to see. Mind you, my brother was healthy as far as everyone knew it, and in 30 days he was gone. Okay, so this was an unexpected death. My brother was not a thug. He wasn't up in these streets. He was a college graduate, military, all that good stuff. So listen, so I'm just sitting waiting to see if my father is gonna come and get me. I'm grown, but this little girl is still waiting to see if her father is gonna come and get her. Like, are you gonna, like, be an adult about the situation? Listen, I have these conversations with my mama, like, Mom, don't be trying to bash. No, none of these men. That goes for my children's father. If you're not gonna talk about yo baby daddy, okay? Because I'm a realist. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. Be as transparent as I can be in respect in regards to what I'm trying to relate. And you know what? He never came. And one thing I know, time is not literally on our side. Like, we don't have all day. The repast not gonna be all day. So I said, you know what? Out of respect to my father, because my grandma raised me right. I have respect for my elders, and I understand you're my father. You know I'm your child. Can I speak to you outside? I had to go to my father and ask him to speak to me outside, because I was waiting on him to be a man, to be an adult, to invite me in to the family at my brother's memorial. I'm your blood. You got the blood test. We're going to talk about these blood tests. We're going to have that conversation, but that's not the focus of this right here. And I'm like, this is what I remember seeing, and it's almost wanted to bring tears to my eyes, because I can only imagine the pain that others may feel, and they don't even know how to even have this conversation yet, because we don't even really always know how to put what we're trying to say in words. I remember when we walked out the door, I said, you know, if my mama was here, and she would have seen how you have not acknowledged me, my mama would have flipped out. And my mama still got self-control issues. Okay? My mama still got self-control issues. Like, my daddy, he more cool, he more chill. Like, I'm trying to just be on the chill note. Okay? I'm trying to be my father's child. Okay? A lot of my crunkness and all of that stuff, I know I get it from my mama, but I thank God for the growth. I thank God for what he's doing. But I had told my daddy, because I'm like, this still my daddy. I ain't gonna disrespect you, and I ain't gonna act like your baby mama. I'm your baby girl. And I was waiting on you. I was waiting on you. I was waiting on you. Like, you looked at me and you have not yet acknowledged me. You have not yet acknowledged me. At this point, I was probably 23, 24. 23, 24, y'all. And I'm like, why am I having to handle all of these tough situations, you know, on my own? All these tough situations on my own. And I will insert this. Any man that has ever complained or has something to say about me, they already know that I'm pro the child. I don't play no games when it comes to, you know, being mature as far as what we need to do to raise these kids, because we all, every man I've reproduced a child by, not that I'm bragging on it, but I am definitely ashamed of it. I'm grateful for my children, but listen, we all came from broken homes, toxic attractions, broken home, toxic bonds. It wasn't healthy, so I had to come to the realization, you know, on what's really going on. On what is really going on. Because, honey, this cake is about to start melting, okay? This cake is starting to melt. But, because I was trying to be smart and get an ice cream cake, so it's like a 2-for-1, so it can melt. It can do what it want to do. Yeah. But, listen here, this cake is melting. It is definitely melting. So, I say all that because year after year after year, you know, year after year after year, and I have 3 sons. The oldest son, dad, did 8 years right after his first birthday. 8 years. Talked about all the great things that he said he was going to do, gets out and have yet, except the first year, decided to, you know, help with school clothes. But if the truth be told, it takes more than finances to raise kids. I'm not a big old advocate on, okay, money, no quality time with the parent, whether it's the mother or the father, because children yearn and desire their parents. They want them. We learn to live without you if you're not there, or resort to other coping mechanisms. But life goes on. But a child naturally wants their parent. And one thing I never do, because I never wanted nobody to talk about my mama or daddy to me, I don't talk about their dads to them. Because it's immature, it's childish, it's distasteful, and at the end of the day, my child is not going to stay a child forever. They will be able to see. And if they are granted the privilege and the opportunity to build a relationship with the child that they wanted to be absent with, then to God be the glory, because at the end of the day, the child is innocent. And hopefully, as an adult, we get to a point where we can grow and mature to do what we need to do, which is raise the kids. Put aside your differences. Forgive. Move on. But I'm finding out that there's so many men that don't want to really forgive. They don't really want to be mature. And it's not only men, but I'm speaking on this situation, what I'm dealing with, because everybody like to bash and say every black woman is loud and toxic and she with that baby mama drama. But when you get somebody that wants to cooperate with you and wants to honestly do what's best for the child, you gotta get outside of yourself, your pride, your ego, your hurt, all the stuff your mama and your daddy did, so you can stop repeating the cycle of what has happened to you. Stop talking about it and be the change. Be a man. Stand up. Raise your child. Don't worry about the woman that you don't want to be with no more. Get over it. It's over. It's okay. She's moved on. If she hasn't moved on and you need to get the courts involved and do what you need to do, this is still your child. I'm a big advocate on fighting for your rights. Knowing your rights. Know your rights. You have a right to be the man that God called you to be. Like, let's take it outside of the governmental system. God orchestrated family for a reason. It's time for us to stop playing these games, aiding and abetting these sorry, no good parents. And I'm saying parents because it is sorry moms. It is. And I got plenty of receipts and things that I've done. Not for no clout, but when I'm with somebody, I'm with them. And it's very devastating, especially because we're living in a time where we have a lot of blended families. So whether you decide to stay or run away, build another family, get with someone who don't got no kids so you don't have to have the everyday responsibility of being the father or the mother that you need to be. Listen, there's still an innocent party involved. This is why we have to be so intentional about who we are recreating and procreating with. Having all of these kids out of wedlock with people that are broken, us not being healed, us needing to be restored. We are making a mess. But to God be the glory that He is a master in making a message out of your mess and turning your mess into a testimony. This is why I am having this uncomfortable conversation, because I already know it's going to step on some toes and I'm being very mindful. You okay?
I want some pizza and cake.
You want what?
I want some cake.
Some cake? Oh, tell them we need a knife. So a knife and spoon. I mean, a knife and fork and plate. So this boy ready for his cake, honey. So, you know, we really just got to get to a place where we start doing some inner healing. And before I get off, I said all that to say, you know, I sit and watch my son rehash every conversation, every memory he can think of. You know, the younger they are, they do it more, and then they get older, and then they don't do it as much. But they hold on to every memory. Every memory. And they rehash it, and they say, my dad, my dad, we did this, we did that. And I'm like, it's going on almost another year. And the only reason why that stopped is because people don't know how to respect the boundaries that are put in place when you begin to put boundaries in place, because people just can't do what they want to do when they're living liable lives. And your child is an asset. And I will say that, like, that goes even with us, you know. We got to be more mindful of who we entertain, who we interact with, who we bring around our children, who we have children with. Like, we got to begin to do better. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I order these. Get this boy what he wants, give my attention back to the birthday boy. But I just wanted to come on here and share a little bit, because we're going to have some more conversations. They may be uncomfortable, but I am Tiffany. Empower, impact, ignite. That's what you're gonna get every time I click these buttons, upload these videos. I appreciate you if you like what you've heard. If you need to book a session, I am your kingdom coach. And we are reclaiming our pearls, girl. Talk to you later. If you need a session, do that. It's time to heal.